Aloha and welcome in Soul Family, Soul Ohana, Kapualani here. We're going to be taking a look at the current energies and just remembering, sorry about that, those three tones, but just remembering that this reading is timeless. So whenever you are seeing this is when you are meant to be seeing this. And also, I just want to remind us that for those who are new, thank you for being here. For those who are returning, thank you so much for continuing to tune in. But as I was saying, there will be a part two to this reading, an extension to whatever it is that comes through here. And I would just like to encourage you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Give this video a like, a comment as well if you find it resonates. Even if you just drop a little emoji, it helps the growth of the channel here. And it also helps me to connect with your energy as well. So let's dive in, shall we? Now, as I shuffle the cards, I invite you to pause, take a moment to connect with your breath. Breathing deeply in through the nose for a count of 4. If you'd like, you can hold it at the top for a count of 4. And then exhaling completely and fully for a count of 4. Take at least 3 to 4 deep, soothing, healing, cleansing, and purifying breaths in and out. As you breathe in, I invite you to set any goals or intentions that you'd like to set for our time together. And as you exhale, as you breathe out, giving thanks, gratitude, appreciation to your spirit teams, your spirit guides, your higher self, your higher power. Okay, so spirit, right away. I didn't even get to ask a question. Spirit, what do we need to know in this moment? So already we're seeing a couple cards popping out here. We've got the Fool and the 3 of Pentacles. Now, as I am doing this reading, we're already in the Mercury retrograde cycle, and we're moving into the new moon cycle. And so part of what I'm seeing, this is energies that are passing, technically speaking. I'm just going to keep them like this. But the 3 of Pentacles, excuse me, and the Fool card. And so there's some things that are taking shape, things that, potentially collaborations. If this does not sound like a collaboration, or if you can't think of any collaborative efforts, external to you, this is definitely a sign that there are pieces of your own life that are starting to take shape, that are starting to come together and take form. This Fool energy is also very much indicative of new beginnings here, which we like to see, especially when we've just kind of grown weary and tired of just the same old stuff. Now, this is telling me that, the universe is working in your favor, working on your side in terms of shifting things, okay? In terms of things coming into fruition, things coming into form. Again, this is likely energy that's also getting ready to just be put behind you, energies that are passing. So anywhere that you have felt a little bit uncertain, unsteady, anywhere that you have felt like, okay, I don't really know where any of this is going, or where my life is heading, but I guess I'm just going to have to wing it. So where you've had to wing it, what I'm hearing, is also something that you're moving on from, okay? Let's see what's getting ready to come into fruition here. Okay, right away, the King of Cups. So if you've been following me, we saw the King of Cups showing up recently here. And this King of Cups energy is all about, staying in control of your emotions, and at times managing to put your fears and doubts to the wayside, letting it fall to the wayside, so that you can have the strength and the courage to go after what you want, right? To follow your heart. You can listen to your heart, and again, not be controlled by any negative emotions as well. And what I'm also picking up on here, because we're seeing these 3 flying fish, you see these 3 turtles within the 3 of Pentacles here, I feel like even though there may be external distractions to you, and even potentially like with this alligator here, I feel like the alligator transforming into this dolphin, whatever may have eluded you or caused you to, again, be in a state of concern or fear, you're going to be overcoming that, where you may have felt even foolish or again, where you're just kind of like having to wing it. And it's funny that we have those flying fish, the wings. You're going to be taking control here, and you're going to be feeling in control. Now, this King of Cups could also symbolize an offer coming through. I don't know if you saw that, but it caught my eye with the Two of Cups and this Eight of Wands, okay? And so there's going to be some, I want to say first and foremost, internally, where you've been feeling separated from yourself, again, uncertain or doubtful, there's going to be a healing that's taking place, okay? And as I mentioned, with a potential offer coming through, that Two of Cups energy. And then I got just called to look at the bottom card here with this Knight of Wands. So things could potentially be moving very quickly, very swiftly. There may be, again, an offer or an opportunity that's being presented to you. And you may not be clear exactly what the intentions are or where that opportunity could be taking you. But let's see what else is coming through here in terms of just guidance from Spirit. Okay, so again, this is potentially what we are moving on from, leaving behind, and this is what is coming into fruition, what you're dealing with presently. So I was thinking to myself, what is that offer? What is that opportunity? So we've got the Princess of Cups and the King of Pentacles. Okay, so I've heard it said that when we have kings showing up, or at least two kings, right, there can be meetings that are happening. Whether it's also even your own self, that's like the meeting of the minds, or in your own personalities, those fears, those doubts being overcome. And we do that through play as well. There's messages here with the Princess of Cups, the Page of Cups, and there's this energy with pages of being, messages coming in, messengers. Again, I feel like, with this Fool energy, you're still in a position to play, to be lighthearted, or at least that's the suggestion, that even when things can seem very daunting or challenging and serious, err on the lighter side of things, the lighter and brighter side of things. Don't take yourself too seriously. We want to have that courage to get through and to the other side of something, while also not feeling like we're being weighed down. Or, I want to say, if there's any fears of, I don't know why, but I'm hearing commitment phobia. And that doesn't need to be in relationships. Now it can, but what I'm getting here is commitment phobia to just yourself, your dreams. There may be a little bit of that. But again, now I don't want to contradict myself, but I'm just going with Spirit here. This King of Pentacles is telling me not to be afraid. Not to be afraid to make a move, not to be afraid to commit to your dreams, to your goals, to your future. Okay. The King of Pentacles is, I'm hearing all about building things and having the confidence to just take the action. And it's not just, okay, I'm just going to take the action for the sake of it, but confidence that you'll figure it out as you continue to move forward. Okay. Step by step, brick by brick is what I'm getting. So, there may be something that I feel like this is not something new. With this Three of Pentacles here, this is telling me that there may be, and quite frankly, with the timing of everything, in terms of when I'm releasing this reading here, you don't really want to initiate or start anything brand new. You don't want to make any major changes or alterations in your life or with yourself. And I feel like maybe that's what this Princess of Cups is about. Like, we can start to be open to these things. We can start to hold that space for what it is that you're wanting and calling in, but don't put too much pressure on yourself just yet to make it happen right here, right now. This is where I feel like this energy of responsibility is coming through with this King of Pentacles, in terms of, honoring the status quo, what I'm hearing, protecting what is yours, protecting that future by being mindful of also the timing of things, and not letting for any fears or doubts to get the best of you. So let's get some future guidance here, some future advice, see what else Spirit has for us. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, well, there's a lot of cards here, but definitely we're going to stick with this King of Wands. So yeah, you may be meeting some significant people or making some significant connections here. This temperance energy, Archangel Michael. These are things to pay attention to. Now I will show you the cards, the other cards that fell out. We got Five of Swords, Judgment, and the Seven of Swords. Yeah, this isn't a time to be doing too much, in terms of bringing in new energies. Try not to be your own worst enemy here. Okay, Five of Swords, Judgment. There's something that's, I want to say, that you may not be seeing clearly. And it could be also that, not that it's anyone's fault, but I think timing wise, things are just not all that they appear. And so there's a shift that's taking place. I feel like we've seen the Judgment card, showing up pretty consistently over the past few weeks here. And so there's something about surrendering your troubles, your doubts, your fears to spirit, especially. Okay? Try to be aware of those fears and doubts so that you're not having a knee-jerk reaction to it. There's something about really maintaining and sustaining the status quo for now, for the sake of having a more, how should I put this, stable foundation to continue on from and to build upon when the time comes. Okay, so this temperance energy, there's this, I don't know why, but I'm hearing like amalgamation. I don't know if that's the right word, but definitely alchemy that's taking place. This is saying to hold yourself in a state of integrity. There may be someone around you, or you may be dealing with like a bit of immaturity, and or just something like feelings that are, it's feelings. So, okay, thank you, Spirit. Whether there are conflicting energies, argumentative sorts of energies, or the potential for that around you, that's where Spirit is saying surrender it to the higher power, higher authority. Try not to take things too personally right now, the Seven of Swords, even if there's some kind of energy that may seem as though it's being directed at you. Just call in for your protections, energetically cleanse your space, do your best to stand in your power. These three kings here with the water, the earth, and the fire. Be that visionary and look beyond whatever is, and whatever it is that's not working, or whatever conflict might be around you right now. This Mercury retrograde energy, which completes, it stations direct, I believe, on the 15th of December. So you may want to hang in there a little bit, hunker down, and again, stand in your power. Okay, stand in your power here again with these king energies. But when I tune in here, especially, and look at this King of Wands with this temperance energy, integrity is going to be a really big deal. And again, focusing on the long-term vision, being aware that actions have consequences, okay? And that's not just about you, but it's about those around you. That karma takes care of stuff, just kind of remember that if and when you're in, again, conflicting situations or moments where people are trying to kind of push your buttons, even if it's not directly, it could just be when you're out and about and dealing with traffic, or dealing with, rude people, for example, who are just having a bad day. Or if you yourself are having a bad day, try your best to not just breathe through it, but to be self-aware so that you are not unintentionally projecting that energy to the world around you or to others around you, and just kind of like, making things worse or exacerbating the situation, So again, I feel like just in sort of closing this piece out, this is going to be a time again to stand in your power. Not just that, but recognize, what fears and doubts may be coming up, so that you can be not only self-aware, but able to manage and navigate any sort of like choppy waters. Because that's that temperance energy where you just want to kind of take your time and, before you take an action, it's not just, consider the ripple effect, but you also want to like not just plow through things, not just say something reactively. Or if and when you do, take an action, or, if there's decisions to be made, you want to think about how that makes you feel, right? We don't want to just kind of go through something like sometimes when you eat reactively, right? And then afterwards you're like, oh gosh, I wish I didn't eat that. Now I don't feel so good. So it's like finding that balance, being responsible to yourself, even if and when you're dealing with just, again, like immature personalities or behaviors, or again situations where there may be others around you who are being reactive. But again, being clear that you yourself, whenever you may be going through those periods as well. Okay, let's shift gears, and as we do, we're going to be taking a look at our animal spirit guide in the moment, just getting some guidance, some advice from animal spirit guide. Yeah, I'm just seeing, like, with the bear energy, the lions here, there's this energy of self-protection. And again, there could be some things trying to ruffle your feathers a bit. So just stand in your integrity, not just your power, but like come from a place of integrity, see things from a higher perspective, call on your archangelic guides, Archangel Michael, your ancestors, your spirit teams, your higher power, your higher self, just to protect you, to guide you, and cleanse your space as well accordingly. Okay, all right, so again, spirit, what animal spirit guide is coming through for a message, for some guidance and insight for us here and now, as a representation of the current energies? Okay. All right, we've got B. Okay, I love B. We've seen B before. So focusing on the sweetness of life. I just saw 1551 on my timer here. I was going to just place the B here. Sorry not to cover up that Princess of Cups energy, but that's okay. We'll be fine. So B energy. Let's look up B just for that official glance. All right, so with B energy, we are earnest, hardworking, and democratic. That makes sense with the hardworking aspect. It might be, like I said, not just standing in your power, but erring on the side of responsibility, erring on the side of integrity, erring on the side of thinking of the bigger picture and how what you do here and now does have a ripple effect on your future. And so we don't want to be, yes, be quick to act and respond if and when the occasion arises. Also, we don't want to be reactive. We want to be the bigger person here. Okay, we want to again think of our own longevity, think of our own futures here, and then again how we invest ourselves or the actions that we take, because I feel like this is about remaining steady, staying true to the course. Again, not allowing for your emotions to take hold of you, to control you. But in these cases, like the King of Pentacles, for example, the King of Pentacles is very stoic. Think of the energy of earth and stone, but also with the King of Wands, the fire, the visionary. This is the king. And while this can be very fiery energy, the king again is in control of his fire and his passions, for example, his temper. Okay, and then we have temperance, so we want to balance that. And like we have the water and the fire that temperance can symbolize with alchemy, and then we've got water and fire here, so we want to ground in those energies. Okay, and again, I'm thinking of longevity. So let's go back to the B energy. And okay, B personalities is a delight to be around, especially when there's a team project on the horizon. Bees love to work steadily and thoughtfully until the final task is complete. They are sensitive creatures, aware of many subtleties at once. Since they're artists at heart, they usually add creative details to the overall vision. For the most part, they have bustling, joyous personalities until they're too tired from all the work. Then they gripe and then sting. Yeah, that's that kind of reaction energy. So to balance out, let's be content and focus on, being in the moment. Again, content, active and vibrant. When out of balance, we're overworked and annoyed. So to bring things into balance, maybe think about taking a mini vacation. All right. So, even if that mini vacation is just turning off the tech, reading a good book, and being a couch potato for a moment, or whether it's going for a drive and just trying to reset in some sort of way, that could be part of it with temperance, especially if right now you have a lot of responsibilities on your plate. But again, overall, I feel like there could be, like I said, there could be some influential personalities coming in at this time. You could be, I feel that maybe if it's not happening right this second, Spirit is preparing you. I feel like Spirit is preparing you for the bigger picture, for things to come. And so, as I mentioned earlier, there will be a part 2 to this, an extension. I also want to add that if you have any interest in the decks that I'm working with, you can find it in my Amazon storefront, in my profile. profile. You can find the link to the extensions in the comment or in the description box below for those who are interested. And I again just want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for subscribing and encouraging you to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, especially if this reading has resonated, because again, by doing that, it just helps me to get more of a connection to you and your energies for when I do offer these readings. So thank you so much for being here. I will see you in part 2, and let me just grab my trusty handy dandy tuning fork here rather to close things out officially. Thank you so much. Till next time, take care. Excuse me.